The Suns went from going to the NBA Finals in 2021 to having a record of 35-40 and being 11th in the Western Conference, only in a matter of 4 years. Let's see the rise and fall of the Phoenix Suns. Let's get into it. In 2020, the Suns were 34-39 and 10th in the Western Conference, so they decided to do a huge trade by trading away Ty Jerome, Kelly Oubre, and Ricky Rubio and some others for Chris Paul. And that was a huge trade because that now made the duo of Chris Paul and Devin Booker. And then the Suns also traded for Torrey Craig and Landry Shamet, and they also signed some other people like Jay Crowder. So the Suns had a starting lineup of Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges, Jay Crowder, and DeAndre Ayton. And on the bench, they also had Cam Johnson, Cameron Payne, Landry Shamet, Torrey Craig, and some others on the bench. So the Suns went into the 2021 season as final contenders, and they did that by finishing with a record of 51-21 and being second in the West, only behind the Utah Jazz. And Devin Booker led the team, averaging 25.6 points, and Chris Paul was selected All-NBA. So the Suns had a chance of going to the NBA Finals, but then in the first round, they met a difficult opponent. They had to go against the reigning champs, the Los Angeles Lakers, led by LeGoat James and Anthony Davis. The Suns won Game 1, but then the Lakers stormed back and won 2 in a row. But once Anthony Davis got injured, it was pretty much over for the Lakers. So then the Suns won in 6. Then the Suns went ahead and swept Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. Then the Suns faced the Los Angeles Clippers in the Western Conference Finals, and whoever won would go to the NBA Finals and have to face the team from the East. So the Suns ended up winning Game 1 and 2, but in Game 3, the Clippers beat the Suns, with Paul George scoring 27 points. But then the Suns won Game 4, the Clippers won Game 5, and then the Suns beat the Clippers in 6, with Chris Paul scoring 41 points. And the Suns going to the finals for the first time in 28 years. Chris Paul going to his first finals in his career, and Chris Paul also winning the Western Conference Finals award, averaging 21 points, 8 assists, and 2 rebounds. But then they met the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks just finished beating the Atlanta Hawks, and they were led by Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jrue Holiday, and Chris Middleton. The Suns ended up winning Game 1 and 2, with Chris Paul scoring 32 in Game 1 and Devin Booker scoring 31 in Game 2. Then the Bucks locked in. The Bucks ended up winning 4 games in a row, with Jrue Holiday scoring 22 points in Game 3, Giannis and Chris Middleton combining for 66 points in Game 4, Giannis, Jrue Holiday, and Chris Middleton all combining for 88 points in Game 5, and then Giannis Antetokounmpo scoring 50 points to beat the Suns in 6, with Giannis winning Finals MVP, and the Bucks winning their first Finals in 50 years. The following season, the Suns wanted to run it back, so they didn't really change the team that much, other than signing Bismack Biyombo, Damian Lee, and some others. And the Suns went into this season and they absolutely dominated. The Suns were first in the Western Conference with a record of 64-18. Devin Booker led the team in scoring with 26.8 points per game. DeAndre Ayton led the team with 10.2 rebounds per game, and Chris Paul led the team with 10.8 assists per game. And the Suns ended up beating the Pelicans in the first round, which they ended up beating in 6 games. And then they ended up running into Luka and the Dallas Mavericks. The Suns won Game 1 and 2 with DeAndre Ayton scoring 25 in Game 1 and Devin Booker scoring 30 in Game 2. And Devin Booker taunting Luka. And Luka took that personally. Luka and Jalen Brunson ended up combining for 54 points in Game 3, but then the Suns won in Game 5, and everybody thought the Suns were going to win. But Luka had something in mind by dropping 35 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists to blow out the Suns and force Game 7. And Luka Doncic absolutely torched the Suns. Luka had 27 points in the first half, and at one point, the Mavericks were up by 46 points. And while Luka was walking to the locker room, he was cooking Devin Booker. The Mavericks ended up embarrassing the Suns, beating them 113-90, with Luka dropping 35 points, and this is where the downfall of the Suns starts. The following season in 2023, the Suns decided to do a massive trade, sending away Cameron Johnson and Mikal Bridges for Kevin Durant, and they ended up firing their coach after the 2022 season. And then 14 days later, the Suns did another massive trade by sending away Chris Paul and Landry Shamet for Bradley Beal, and they ended up hiring Frank Vogel, and the Suns finished with a record of 45-37 and 4th in the Western Conference. And in the first round, they faced the Clippers, who they beat in 5, with Devin Booker averaging 37 points per game. And then the following series, they ended up losing to Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets in 6. Now it's 2024, and the Suns trade away Cameron Payne to the San Antonio Spurs. And then 2 months later, the Suns decided to trade away DeAndre Ayton and their young player Toumani Camara to the Portland Trailblazers. And in return, they got Yusuf Nurkic and Grayson Allen. Speaking of Toumani Camara, he is now a defensive menace on the Portland Trailblazers. So good job, Suns. Anyways, this season is where the Suns really fell off because they traded a lot of their players away, and they also took on Bradley Beal's massive contract, so their bench was non-existent. They even had to sign Isaiah Thomas, which ultimately led to their downfall in the playoffs. Anyways, the Suns finished 49-33 and they finished 6th in the Western Conference. And then in the first round, they had to face Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves, and then they got swept. And here we are in this current season. The Suns ended up trading for Ryan Dunn in the draft, and now, as of recording this video, the Suns are currently sitting at 35-40 and 11th in the Western Conference. And now there are speculations that KD and Devin Booker will get traded this offseason. So if I'm the Suns, what do you do? In my opinion, it's rebuild time. Trade away KD, trade away Book. It's a whole reset. But you still have to keep Bradley Beal because he's on a no trade clause. Anyways, that's going to wrap this video up. Make sure you like and subscribe. I love you guys. I will be posting every single week. Please give me feedback or criticism on my video and tell me what I should do better. Anyways, I'm going to see y'all boys, and I'm out.